Hey, man, what's going on? Let's talk Meshuggah today.
Yes.
Immutable.
Immutable. You have a big chubby for Meshuggah. And when I met you years ago, you made it very clear that Meshuggah has a very special place in your dark heart. Is that true?
It is true. I am excited, we'll say. We're seeing them next week on the 19th in Tampa. Immutable, the Indelible Edition, is out. And they are a powerhouse juggernaut progressive metal band, and they turn all my wheels at just the right speed.
So my first experience with them was Destroy, Erase, Improve. We got at WWLR and in Lyndonville, Vermont, we got tons of that record to give away. We played it. Future Breed Machine was the song that we were playing the heck out of, and the record label was pushing. And so that was my first experience with them. There was a guy named Tony Kowalski that he just said Meshuggah is better than Metallica, better than everything he had ever heard, and was adamant about it. And right up until we graduated, and so I had an affinity for them for a long time, and then I grew apart from them. And then you made me go to Orlando and see them on the Immutable tour, and fell in love with them, and really fell in love with this record. And so it's cool to be talking about it with the Indelible Edition coming out. And I'm just curious, what is it about this record when you first heard it in 2022 that you loved about it?
Well, they opened Broken Cog is the opening track, and it is the perfect opening track for a Meshuggah record. It's chunky, it's heavy. Jens Kidman's vocals are astonishing on it. He's, I have always, like a lot of the death growl kind of vocals in really heavy modern stuff, they're tough to get my head around, or they were tough to get my head around. I feel better now, having been in that realm of vocal styling for a couple of years. But at first, man, it made me giggle because I don't know if I was embarrassed. It was just like they were this strange singing style. But I have come around to it. I'm cool with it now. I like it. And for my money, Jens Kidman's vocal style is pretty damn close to the top.
It has to be.
Style.
Yeah, it has to be. And, he has largely been a voice for, a couple generations now. I mean, they've been doing this for a while, and he has been barking around the globe for a long time. And if you ever want to think about what a demon crawling out of hell would sound like singing a song, it's him.
It's Jens. Yeah. So that was that song, that opening track, Broken Cog, it just grabbed me. I love it. It's near the top of my favorite Meshuggah albums. There's a few tracks, like on any record, there's always a few tracks that don't excite me as much as some of the others, but by and large, it's a powerhouse, 9 out of 10 for me, as far as just the caliber of the album. And they've remastered it with the Indelible Edition. And it's interesting because it just came out a few years ago. So to issue a remaster this soon was a curious move, but I think there's some reasoning behind it. They, for a while, were on Atomic Fire albums. Atomic Fire has been swallowed up by Reigning Phoenix Music. And so there is you call it a new label that they're on, and it was a good opportunity to get that album some additional press. It works great with the tour cycle that they're on right now. And I think it gave them a chance to fix some things that maybe they didn't love with the work on the first, the initial release. I don't think. Oh, go ahead.
But so my favorite song is The Abysmal Eye. I think it is just magic and dirty and evil. I've gone back and forth. I listened to the original and I listened to the new one, and my sophomoric simpleton ears can't hear the difference. What is it that you were hearing on the record that was different this time around?
Well, this is a remastered edition, and I think maybe a little clarification between like a remixed album and a remastering album is in order. Typically, a remastered album is where they'll take the mix from the first record and they'll run it through a series of different processors, processing the tracks as a whole. They're not going through and adjusting, higher drums here, higher bass there, that kind of thing. It's really finessing the finished tracks. And I think what they did with this, I think the mix is a little crispier, if that means anything. The highs, are a little brighter. I think they widened the stereo field a little bit. So the instruments all have a little bit more room to breathe. And a lot of it's perception thing, but it's not a massively different mastering, bit of work than the original. It's not huge difference. It's not night and day.
Well, the artwork's different, which is cool. But for those that are out there, the negative Nancys of the world, like, it's a goddamn money grab, and you're doing another one here. Is it worth it to go get another version of this on vinyl? I think it is for the live tracks alone. But for those who are the negative Nancys, what do you say to them?
I say that they could listen to the original Immutable album for the rest of their lives. And if they're like me, they're still happy. I'll take either version. I like having the 3 live tracks. They put Kaleidoscope, Ligature Marks, and God He Sees in Mirrors live versions from the 2022-23 tour. The difference between the 2 records is not so huge that if this remaster didn't happen, I'd still be happy listening to the original. It wouldn't break my heart at all.
For those who love the sound of vinyl, and I've got a pretty sick Fisher vinyl setup, I can tell you with absolute certainty that the difference between, and I'm certain of this, and I don't have a vinyl version of the Indelible version yet. But Ligature Marks live made me want to do steroids and like see if I could run through a wall. And it got me fired up. And if you're a fan of the band, you kind of got to get this, whether you do it on digital, but I'm telling you, on vinyl, it's going to shake. The room you will feel like Meshuggah is in your home. And if you have neighbors, it'll piss them off in the best way possible.
Or it will endear you to them, depending on your neighbors.
My neighbors are listening to loud music, whether they like it or not.
Yeah, it is. The overall album is a little brighter. I think the lows are a little deeper. The toms really stand out on Thomas Hockey's drums. So I think it's a worthwhile expenditure to get it. If you're a fan at all, you're probably going to get it anyway. And if you've never bought a Meshuggah album, I think you can't lose going with the old one or the new one, but I'd go to the new one. Again, just you get 3 live tracks, which are really, really solid recordings and illustrates what they're able to do live, which is great.
I also want to call out Frederick Thorndahl for being a robot, possibly an alien, not of this planet. When you see him live and you listen closely to what he's playing, it's rhythmic. They call it polyrhythms, I believe. Is that the right term?
Yeah, that's what the band is playing, a lot of polyrhythms.
Yeah, and you watch him and you watch his body movements to the beat and the rhythms of what they're playing. It's abnormal and eerie, but in a really cool way. Well, there was not another stage presence like Frederick when you watch him live. I mean, that dude is in the zone.
Yeah, all of them are. I mean, they're fairly statuesque up on stage. They're not a band that runs around, jumping off PA speakers and stuff.
Yeah.
They take their position and just fucking, destroy the audience with like mechanical precision. They are so good live.
I can't wait to go back and see them. This time we're old, so we'll have seats.
It's tough getting older. Looked up, saw that light, started to walk towards it.
But we won't be sitting in them. we will just be there, not in the pit, because the last time you were so into it, seeing them, and we were, 10, 15 feet from the band. I was taking people from the pit that were coming into our zone and tossing them back into the pit. You had no idea because you were so focused. You were as focused on them as they were on playing the music.
It's one of those live experiences, they are as a band, that it's a powerful experience. I left there and that show stuck with me for a good couple of weeks. Just one of, and the same could be said for any genre of music. I mean, you could go see a symphony orchestra play and just be floored by the power that they, present to you, the audience. And those shows are the best shows. Pink Floyd back in the 90s for me was one of those shows that, your head's in the clouds for a couple of days afterwards. And I'm so looking forward to getting that again, because I haven't been to a show of this of Meshuggah's magnitude since Meshuggah in 23.
Yeah, well, it'll be a lot of fun. So I too give this album a 9 if we were to have been doing this podcast back in 2022. It has been a constant in my rotation. I was thrilled with the live material. I would love to get a full Immutable live record. Hey, Meshuggah, give us a full Immutable live record. Keep milking this bitch for as much as you can.
I'm telling you.
Please, I'll give out the cash for it. It's awesome. And I can't wait to buy some merch.
Well, we're going to go find these guys. What's the beer collab that they've got going? Do you know offhand? They've got a lot going on for this cycle. They've got the beer collab, a hot sauce collab.
So the beer that they've got, it's called Magnanimus Brewing, and the beer is going to be available for 19th, so the 19th of April, and it is a Belgian-style triple ale, and it is called the Immutable Ale. Belgian malts, yeast, and Saaz hops, whatever that is for you beer junkies that are out there in the world. But I think we're going to try to get up early, are we not? To get up there and chug some beer and get some of these cans, because the cans are pretty rad. And we'll post a picture of them, I'm sure, on the podcast. Kind of got to do it.
Yeah. And the hot sauce is by Heartbeat Hot Sauce, and it is called the Spiteful Snake. It's a Naga chili sauce, and Nagas tend to have some pretty good heat. I love the hot sauce myself, so of course I'll be picking up a bottle or two of this. So I like these little collabs that they're doing. I don't know, for the beer, is that a local thing? Are they doing that in different areas they go to? I feel like they are, but I could be wrong about that.
I only looked at where we're going, and this brewery is in Tampa, so we'll swing by. I think it makes sense to do it.
Yeah, well, we've got to hunt the band down so we can convince them to do a full live album of the Immutable content.
I kind of want to do a dissection of Frederick, if we could, on that podcast, and see if he's got any robot parts in him, or if he's got like 4 hearts and 26 penises, and he's an alien. I mean, he could be an alien. I don't know.
I'm telling you, they all could be. They are good likelihood that they are all not of this earth.
Yeah. Well, we'll know when we get there if they're eating earthworms out of the ground and they're very confused. Then we'll know the answer to that.
Indeed. Saturday can't come fast enough. So yeah, we'll try and get this posted up sooner than later. But if you see this and you're not doing anything on Saturday, come to the show. It's at the Yuengling Center, I think.
Yeah, Tampa. It is. Yep, right in Tampa. Come say hello, message us. We're happy to meet up with any friends, and and maybe we'll all get lucky and we'll find that Meshuggah will be at the brewery, and they'll short circuit. Their server will fail, and then they'll start walking into each other, and we'll know then that they're robots.
Yeah, and it will be worth every second.
Absolutely. We hope to see you guys there. Thanks for watching. And anything else you got, John, about Meshuggah?
No, just when you're done listening to us two morons, turn some Meshuggah on, preferably Immutable. And aside from that, Meshuggah. All right, we'll see ya.
Bye.